When a narcissist makes people destroy you, this is what you should do, and maybe this is something you never thought about. Welcome back to our platform. Today's topic of discussion revolves around the infamous flying monkeys. But fret not, we'll delve into that shortly. In the meantime, don't forget to hit the notification bell and subscribe to our channel for the latest updates on narcissism-related content. You'll discover a treasure trove of videos brimming with intriguing and valuable insights that might be new to you. Now let's return to our focal point, the concept of flying monkeys. This video aims to shed light on what steps to take if a narcissist in your life begins to turn others against you. In our self-absorbed society, you may have encountered the term flying monkeys. The narcissist, in their quest for control, reaches out to your parents, friends, siblings, colleagues, and anyone else in your circle, spreading malicious rumors to undermine your support system and garner allies. Flying monkey scenarios are distressingly common, especially during divorce proceedings. Exploiting shared social networks, the narcissistic partner manipulates mutual acquaintances, poisoning their perception of the situation to bolster their own narrative. Their objective: to rally support and weaken their partner's backing, showcasing their perceived dominance. Victims of narcissistic relationships are already plagued by self-doubt due to gaslighting tactics employed by the narcissist. When their trusted network aligns with the narcissist, these doubts are exacerbated, intensifying their internal turmoil. Curious about their methods? Well, it's quite simple. Narcissists possess an abundance of charm and charisma. They exude generosity and exhibit a keen understanding of social dynamics, effortlessly weaving themselves into various networks. Their adeptness at manipulation knows no bounds. Through a combination of charm and emotional appeal, they sway others to their will, weaving intricate webs of deceit. When maligning your loved ones, they do so with a veneer of sophistication, aiming to tarnish reputations and shape the narrative to their advantage. Beware, for these are just a few tools in their manipulative arsenal. They excel at exploiting vulnerabilities, using past grievances as ammunition, and concocting elaborate fabrications to achieve their objectives. Their objective is clear-cut domination. They crave control and will stop at nothing to achieve it, rallying allies to bolster their position. In many ways, their tactics resemble those of children on the playground, yet their ambitions are far more insidious, their methods far more effective, as they seek to reign supreme in their environment. For a narcissist, success is paramount. Their driving force is the acquisition of power and dominance over others, a pursuit that fuels their sense of self-importance. But what recourse do you have if you find yourself ensnared in their manipulative web? Enter the realm of the flying monkey, a territory where narcissists thrive. Initially, it's crucial to allocate ample time to process your emotions surrounding the situation. When a narcissist poisons the minds of those once close to you with false allegations, it's natural to experience feelings of sadness and betrayal. The sense of isolation that ensues, as friends and family appear distant or unresponsive, can exacerbate these emotions, leaving you feeling abandoned and alone. Consider the story of a compassionate individual whose brother, consumed by his own ego, embarked on a campaign to tarnish his reputation among their shared circle. Despite physical distance, the impact of this psychological warfare weighed heavily on the kind-hearted sibling. To address the emotional toll, prioritizing self-care and seeking support from trusted confidants, family members, or a therapist is paramount. Additionally, maintaining resilience and combating the narcissist's false narratives with factual evidence and direct communication with those affected is essential. During a family gathering, the The gentle-hearted brother was taken aback by the sudden coldness and indifference displayed towards him. Puzzled by their behavior, he questioned whether he had inadvertently caused harm, grappling with confusion and uncertainty. The ordeal left him questioning his own actions, wondering if he had missed a crucial detail or committed a grave error, further intensifying his distress. Months later, a member of his social circle tipped him off about his brother's intentions to spread lies and fabrications about him. This revelation dealt a significant blow, prompting him to reflect on past interactions and events, realizing the extent of the narcissist's manipulation. Witnessing how effortlessly the ego manipulated others was disheartening. Despite the complexity of familial dynamics, the compassionate sibling felt devastated and at a loss for what to do. The swift betrayal by those who had once stood by him left him feeling abandoned and betrayed. Many of you may have encountered similar situations, which can cause genuine harm and upheaval in various aspects of life, including work, community, and family relationships. Narcissists, lacking empathy, often fail to grasp the impact of their actions on others. Their schemes can inflict significant harm on their targets. When asked whether the lost relationships mattered to him, the kind-hearted brother affirmed their importance. Advised to reconnect with them on a personal level without defending himself or labeling his brother as a narcissist, he opted to be authentic in his interactions. Following this advice, he engaged in conversations with his estranged loved ones, allowing them to witness his genuine and compassionate nature. As they gradually rediscovered his true character, their perceptions shifted, albeit with some confusion initially. Acknowledging past family tensions, he offered sincere apologies for any hurtful remarks they might have heard. With this strategy in place, he successfully reconnected with most of the individuals who had distanced themselves from him, earning back their trust and confidence. I deeply empathize with the ordeal you endured, recognizing the pain of witnessing friends and family gradually succumb to the influence of the narcissist's lies. It must have been particularly distressing to observe those who once held you in high regard falter in their loyalty, swayed by the falsehoods spun by your narcissistic brother. During our conversations about your predicament, I urged you to contemplate whether individuals who could readily abandon you were truly worth retaining in your life. I understand the difficulty of confronting this reality, especially considering the long-standing relationships involved. However, the ease with which they were swayed raises questions about the strength of those bonds and the absence of direct communication regarding their concerns, particularly when the source of disparagement was a family member, partner, or close friend. This underscores the importance of effective communication and the value of honesty in fostering healthy relationships. When faced with falsehoods propagated by others, it is crucial for those within your social circle to approach you directly for clarification, rather than passively accepting the narrative presented to them. True friends and supportive family members, cognizant of the significance of your relationship, would have initiated candid conversations to address any concerns they harbored, akin to the compassionate brother in the preceding scenario. In the tale recounted, the compassionate brother found solace in the support of a single steadfast and reliable friend who astutely discerned the unsettling undercurrents and initiated a candid conversation. Over time, as the kind-hearted sibling continued to engage with the group, more individuals found their voice, expressing their reservations and contrasting the baseless accusations with their genuine perceptions of him. In most instances, sincere individuals in your circle will see beyond the facade of lies and manipulations, gravitating toward truth and authenticity. Yet, the arduous task of rebuilding one's tarnished reputation can evoke feelings of injustice, anguish, and disquietude, particularly when innocence is marred by unfounded allegations. It may demand considerable effort, mental resilience, and temporal investment to navigate through such a cruel and unjust ordeal. The upheaval of interpersonal bonds can be disconcerting, albeit illuminating, as it unveils the authenticity of certain relationships amidst adversity. It is imperative to discern whether those easily swayed were genuine allies or mere acquaintances masquerading as friends. In advising those wounded by the machinations of flying monkeys, I advocate for grace and compassion. Narcissists adeptly exploit vulnerabilities and manipulate individuals to serve their agenda. Hence, extending kindness to those who may have succumbed to manipulation is paramount. Rather than refuting rumors, extending empathy and acknowledging the distress caused by such malicious falsehoods can foster understanding. Expressing remorse for their plight and affirming the disparity between the lies and one's true character can pave the way for open dialogue. Encouraging direct communication in the future reinforces trust and underscores one's unwavering support and availability for heartfelt conversations. You can turn your pain into a beacon of hope, showcasing your resilience and willingness to uplift others in their struggles. In the midst of a narcissist's shadow, it's essential to illuminate with light. Their narcissistic tendencies stem from deep-seated fears, turning others into mere pawns in their game of manipulation. When they weave webs of deceit, poisoning others against you, it's all part of their intricate scheme. They aim to ensnare as many allies as possible, turning life into a heartless game of deception. But you need not surrender to their tactics. It's possible that the narcissist in your life will exploit intimate details of your relationship inappropriately. This breach of trust may involve divulging sensitive information, betraying your confidence for their gain. It's distressing to consider that they might weaponize your family secrets, a betrayal of the trust you placed in them. In such moments, it's crucial to mend the breach. If you've erred in sharing information, take accountability and strive to rectify the situation. Seeking therapy during these turbulent times can provide invaluable support, helping you navigate the murky waters of gaslighting, which can leave you feeling adrift and bewildered. It's crucial to recognize those who stand by you and actively seek out their support. Just like the kind-hearted brother's experience, there were individuals in his circle who recognized the falsehoods being spread and stood by him. These are the allies you should rely on. When flying monkeys and narcissists attempt to sow discord, they inadvertently reveal the true nature of your relationships. Those who swiftly abandon you may not have had genuine connections with you in the first place. In essence, combating darkness requires the illumination of light. Seek out the love and encouragement of those who believe in you and stand by you through thick and thin. They are the ones who will provide solace and strength when faced with adversity. Hello, wonderful people. Ever found yourself completely drained after encountering someone with narcissistic tendencies? You're definitely not alone in that experience. Many individuals end up seeking therapy to navigate the aftermath of such encounters. But what exactly causes this overwhelming exhaustion and confusion? In today's discussion, we're diving deep into the aftermath of interactions with narcissistic personalities. From unraveling the intricate dynamics of unhealthy relationships to navigating the fallout and smear campaigns orchestrated by narcissists, we'll be exploring it all. But before we delve into the topic, I want to extend a heartfelt thank you to our incredible viewers who make our content possible. If you enjoy what we bring to the table and wish to show your support, consider contributing even as little as $1 on our Ko-Fi page. Every contribution, regardless of its size, greatly aids us in maintaining and enhancing the quality of our content. As a special token of appreciation for those who choose to join as members, your name will be prominently featured at the outset of our videos, showcasing our gratitude for your generous support. Your support empowers us to keep creating the content you cherish, and we are immensely grateful for your indispensable role in our community. Find the Ko-fi link in the description below and become a cherished member of our journey. So, ever pondered why narcissists are so hell-bent on painting themselves as victims while vilifying others? Well, stick around, because we're about to unravel the motives behind their manipulative tactics and shed some light on the dynamics of these toxic relationships. Don't forget to smash that like button, share this video far and wide, and hit subscribe to keep up with our enlightening discussions. Let's navigate this journey together. Now let's delve into the truth behind why narcissists are so fixated on playing the victim and the ripple effects it has on those in their orbit. Many individuals engage in such behavior for various reasons, not just those with full-blown narcissistic traits, but even those who are slightly off-kilter and rely on defense mechanisms. Their aim? To turn everyone against you, casting you as the villain. For those with narcissistic inclinations, it's all part of a manipulative game. It could also serve as a shield to deflect attention from their own flaws in the relationship, a tactic often employed. People generally struggle with admitting their mistakes in relationships. They'd rather shift blame and evade self-reflection. Regardless of their motives, dealing with this behavior can be incredibly frustrating. It's draining to realize that the person pulling the strings seems unrecognizable, and it's tough to stomach the lies being spun, knowing they're far from the truth. But don't internalize it. While it may feel like a direct assault, let's talk about the impact it has on individuals grappling with low self-esteem. Succumbing to these accusations can further erode your sense of self-worth. If everyone buys into the narrative that you're the problem, it chips away at your self-perception, leaving you questioning your worth. But don't succumb to the deception. Refuse to buy into the falsehoods. That's not why we're here. We're not here to be manipulated or missiled. We're here to learn to prioritize our well-being and self-care. Regrettably, their twisted approach is an attempt to nudge you towards self-assertion, self-love, and self-belief. However, it's a destructive tactic. It renders you vulnerable because now your self-esteem hinges on others' judgments, a perilous reliance. You shouldn't tether your sense of worth to external validation. Some individuals possess such fragile egos that diminishing others elevates their sense of power. You become their emotional punching bag, manipulate it to suit their desires while they revel in their control. It's not about your suffering, it's about their dominance. Empathy eludes them. They crave authority over you. It's a twisted reality, but that's their modus operandi. Whether it's a full-fledged narcissist or someone grappling with personal issues, they may resort to spreading rumors or casting you as the antagonist to bolster their self-image. It's a form of retribution because you failed to meet their expectations or withdrew your admiration. They seek to inflict pain to exact revenge, particularly if you once showered them with praise but ceased. They crave your attention, even if it's steeped in negativity and drama. Their outbursts stem from their own anguish, stemming from the perception that you're withholding what they crave or attempting to deflect accountability for their missteps. Hence, it's imperative not to internalize their behavior. They're merely executing their typical playbook, fabricating narratives to portray themselves as blameless. It's textbook manipulation. So don't allow their actions to affect you. It's not a reflection of your worth. It's merely a ploy to sway others to their side. So, I understand where you're coming from. You're probably thinking, okay, don't take it personally, but what's my next move? Here's the scoop: remain composed. It's easier said than done. Most folks fly off the handle, reacting impulsively. But letting emotions take the reins only escalates the situation. Stay poised, stay authentic. Just because someone throws shade your way doesn't warrant losing your cool. That's not a display of strength or confidence. Not everyone will sing your praises or side with you, and that's perfectly fine. Also, try to decipher their motives behind their actions. Are they attempting to conceal their own blunders, or are they craving attention because you've ceased showering them with praise? Once you grasp their intentions, you can halt emotional reactions. Our aim is to exude tranquility and authenticity, not engage in erratic behavior or internalize everything. Now, if legal matters come into play, document everything. Keep a record of threats, manipulations, the whole 9 yards. It could serve as vital evidence in the future. Now, on to the next step, and I know you've been eagerly anticipating this. You can present your side of the story, but here's the kicker. Do it confidently and calmly. You're not seeking validation from anyone, just lay out the facts. You can even shed light on what manipulation and narcissistic abuse entail. However, tread carefully here. Steer clear of emotions like anger or resentment. Stick to the cold, hard facts. Lastly, start nurturing your ego. This isn't about fairness or swaying everyone to your side. It's a strategic maneuver. You're mastering the art of standing your ground and validating yourself without depending on external validation. If you're trekking through the labyrinth of dealing with narcissistic behavior, my empathy goes out to you. It's a daunting path, one that demands significant inner reflection. Maintaining your equilibrium, taming your ego, and resisting the impulse to retaliate are formidable tasks in themselves. Even if we grasp the motivations behind someone's actions, it's still a challenge not to internalize them. It's an ongoing journey that demands continual dedication and practice. If you're caught in this vortex, I urge you to perceive it as an opportunity for evolution and self-unveiling. Harness it as a platform to fortify your capacity to stay rooted, assertive, and self-assured. Remember to validate yourself and your journey rather than seeking external validation. I trust you gleaned insight from today's discourse. If you did, kindly consider subscribing to my channel for more enriching content. Thank you for tuning in, and take good care of yourself. Within each of us lies a natural longing to be seen, heard, and valued for our unique essence. Yet, what transpires when this longing mutates into an unhealthy fixation on ourselves? When we become so consumed with our own image that we're willing to deceive and injure others in the relentless pursuit of our desires. Regrettably, narcissistic tendencies encapsulate this moral quandary, and it's likely that we've all encountered someone who embodies such traits. If you've ever found yourself victimized by a narcissist, you comprehend the deep-seated anguish it can induce. But what if there existed a method to tilt the scales and inflict suffering upon them? Let me clarify, seeking vengeance is never an honorable path to tread. Nevertheless, there exist strategies one can employ to safeguard oneself and delineate healthy boundaries when entangled with a narcissistic individual. Below, I present 10 efficacious tactics for navigating the intricate terrain of relationships with narcissists. 1. Mastering the art of ignoring a narcissist can wield significant power in unsettling them. Their obsession with self-importance ignites fury when they encounter disregard. By employing a blend of direct and indirect indifference, such as ignoring their messages or refusing to let them infiltrate your life, you can yield favorable results. Through this act of disengagement, you chip away at their perceived dominance, rendering them powerless, their greatest dread. 2. Elevate yourself above their negative remarks and shield your self-esteem from their influence. Narcissists delight in cynically critiquing others, deriving twisted pleasure from dismantling their confidence. While it may prove challenging to remain impervious to their attacks, especially if your self-worth is fragile, it's vital to recognize that their criticisms reflect their own deep-rooted flaws and insecurities. 3. Cultivate self-assurance and confidence as a shield against narcissistic individuals. These characters tend to shy away from those radiating self-assurance and competence. Their modus operandi involves diminishing others to camouflage their own inadequacies. They seize every opportunity to criticize, striving to assert dominance. As your self-confidence blooms, their ability to influence or manipulate you dwindles. By questioning their baseless self-assurance or sense of superiority, you thrust them onto the defensive, making it substantially harder for them to ensnare you. Remember, navigating relationships with narcissists requires finesse and patience. The key lies in safeguarding your emotional well-being while adeptly establishing boundaries. Armed with these tactics, you hold the power to shield yourself from the detrimental effects of narcissistic manipulation. Fourthly, one of the most potent ways to rattle an ego is by radiating your own happiness. The self-centered nature of narcissists renders them unable to tolerate the success and joy of others, as it shifts focus away from themselves. By authentically embracing your own happiness and fulfillment, they will perceive that you have no inclination to indulge their insatiable craving for attention. Moreover, resist seeking validation or approval from a narcissist. Instead, channel your energy into activities and relationships that bring genuine fulfillment. Understand that narcissists are indifferent to your happiness and derive perverse pleasure from your distress. Their quest for self-gratification drives this callous behavior. Refuse to let them drag you down or snatch away your happiness. Fifthly, swiftly reject their demands without hesitation. Narcissists harbor an insatiable hunger for attention and will resort to extreme measures to remain in the spotlight. Although you might feel tempted to comply with their requests and shower them with undue attention to diffuse the tension, doing so only fuels their entitlement and reinforces their self-centered behavior. The most effective way to counter their influence is by refusing to comply, prioritizing your own needs, and disregarding their demands. Once a narcissist realizes they cannot manipulate you into fulfilling their desires, they will swiftly seek out their next target. Sixthly, pay no heed to their manipulative rhetoric. Narcissists often prioritize their own needs over the feelings of others, using hurtful words to inflict emotional pain or incite anger. It's vital to recognize that their hurtful remarks do not reflect your true worth. Instead, they twist language to deflect attention from their own faults and place blame on you. Remember your intrinsic value and steadfastly refuse to let their words chip away at your self-esteem. By denying them the satisfaction of witnessing your reaction, you bolster your resilience. Have the courage to say no without guilt. Narcissists exploit others by reveling in their control and satisfaction of personal desires. To achieve their aims, they shamelessly burden their victims with feelings of guilt, insinuating they haven't done enough to fulfill their desires. But you hold the power to defend yourself simply by uttering the word no. Refuse to be weighed down by guilt or ensnared in their manipulative schemes. Prioritize your own well-being above all else, understanding that narcissists are solely concerned with their own gratification. Number 8. Embrace authenticity unapologetically. When confronted by a narcissist seeking to undermine your self-worth, it's natural to feel provoked and inclined to offer an apology. However, apologizing only serves to empower the narcissist and perpetuate the cycle of degradation. It implies acceptance and validation of their inappropriate behavior. Never apologize for staying true to yourself, even if it momentarily discomforts you. Assert your worth and refuse to let the narcissist diminish it through disagreement. Remember, respect, love, and kindness are inherent qualities, irrespective of the narcissist's judgments. Their approval holds no sway over your intrinsic value. 9. Confrontation and accountability. Narcissists harbor an exaggerated sense of superiority, recoiling at any form of criticism, even when it's intended for their betterment. It's crucial to address how their actions impact others and establish clear boundaries. Direct, face-to-face communication is essential in holding narcissists responsible for their conduct. This approach not only mitigates the harm caused by their self-centeredness, but also encourages them to introspect and behave more conscientiously. Narcissists are adept at manipulation and adeptly deflect blame onto others or external circumstances. Asserting oneself by confronting a narcissist about their misdeeds or rudeness is crucial. Surprisingly, showering them with excessive kindness may fuel their negative behavior further, potentially leading them to avoid situations that expose their insecurities. To avoid being ensnared by a narcissist's manipulative tactics, it's essential to stay true to your principles. Establishing clear and unwavering boundaries becomes paramount, as narcissists remain impervious to the opinions of others. Despite initially presenting themselves pleasantly, be wary of potential exploitation through unwarranted demands or undeserved favors. Refuse to fall prey to their ploys. A simple no or "I'm sorry, but that's not possible" suffices. Should a narcissist persist in contacting you or seeking your company, exercising your right to cease communication or remove yourself from their presence is entirely justified. Narcissists tirelessly shield their fragile self-esteem, avoiding circumstances that could potentially undermine their carefully crafted image or subject them to criticism. Consequently, their efforts to maintain their facade rival their pursuit of societal advancement. Breaking free from a narcissist's grip may necessitate severing all ties and completely eradicating their presence from your life. Remember, establishing firm boundaries and steadfastly resisting their demands is the most potent defense against their manipulative tactics. We sincerely value your time spent watching this video. If you found it helpful, please consider leaving a comment, giving it a thumbs up, and subscribing to our channel. Your engagement and support are immensely appreciated.